Mzansi, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Balisa Tembe, and today we're shining a light on some good men and how we can raise them in our society. We meet 11-year-old Anthony Mesoma Madu, a boy from Nigeria whose viral ballet dancing video, In the Rain, has earned him a scholarship to the American Ballet Theatre. We're also connecting with family psychologist and author Megan De Beer as we discuss the findings of her book, How to Raise a Man. But first, we're kicking it off by catching up with pioneering Mzansi hip-hop act Slicker, who will give us some tips on being unique and standing out in the cutthroat music industry. Now on social media, we want to find out from you. Parents, what special talents have you identified in your kids? Use the hashtag Afternoon Express. But ladies in the kitchen, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, South Africa.
Friday.
We made it. We are at the end of the week. And today we will be celebrating Macadamia Nut Day.
Yes, and we're going to be all nutty and crunchy and chocolatey today.
We're going to start off with a recipe where we're going to be making Macadamia Nut Brownies.
Oh.
And then we're going to top it all off with another recipe where we'll be making
a cranberry and macadamia nut cookie.
Imagine, guys. You better make sure you get the recipe information on afternoonexpress.co.za and get cooking along with us. But for now, let's catch up with Slicker.
M Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
A big issue young artists find is managing to stand out from the crowd. Everybody has their favorite singer or actor, and the temptation to emulate your hero is always there. But where does that leave you? How do you differentiate yourself from others? You can try jump on the bandwagon, but trends don't always stay. And then what? This week, AM Studios Live by Old Mutual, you can hear from Slicker himself on how he went about finding his unique voice. It's a masterclass on one of the most important aspects of every artist's career. Let's take a look.
Don't ever come and say that you are better than this guy, you are better than that guy. That don't mean nothing. You know, I hear people always go, Casper this, Casper that. But, yo, go outwork him. That's the only way you're going to beat him. You know? Go outwork him. You think that your song is better, you got better bars, you got better. Go outwork the man. That's the only way the man is going to lose. You know what? Let me tell you what opinions say. Opinions say that you are powerless. It says that you are powerless, so you have to literally deflect on someone else. That's all an opinion is. I am not powerful enough to do it, but let me give my opinion. Because if you literally gave your opinion and you also did it, all of a sudden you're in the same place with that guy, because now you've opened the door for criticism yourself also. So it's easier to have an opinion. No one knows what other artists are going through, local artists are going through. You don't even know their story. I mean, I sit with Big Zulu the other day, and it was amusing about his story, talking about how he used to be a taxi driver. And then on one day, he got on stage, jumped, and the gun fell on the floor. It's not like a great story, I'm just saying. He literally said, yo, I'm done with this. And then that's when he started to just really dedicate himself into rap. For me, that's a story that talks about the African-South African dynamic. But, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate and can say, I know something like this. But where is this story being told? Because I know 50 Cent's got shot 8 times. I know, 9. Yeah, you see? Even, it's so, the documentation is so good. You are even in the speak, someone behind goes, no, 9, bro. Relax, you know? I know 50 Cent's got shot 9 times. Because besides music, there's the story. And what they shouldn't rob us is us telling our stories. And they shouldn't diminish us by just saying you're just a song. Because you are actually like a community, you are life. You know why people resonate to your song. You know why people liked your song. Because you said something that they went, damn. And it goes, spirit. You go, ooh.
Slicker is truly just such a wealth of knowledge, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. To find out more, you can go to AMP Studios in Newtown Junction, free of charge to Old Mutual money account holders, the card that gives you more. You can also view all the AMP masterclasses for free if you sign up at ampstudios.co.za or join the WhatsApp line by sending your name to 081 707 6636 and become a part of the AMP family.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
I absolutely love the topic about differentiating yourself. If there's anything about the life where the world we're living in right now, you have to stand out, and I'm really interested in what they were saying.
It is so competitive these days. You know what? Like, we try and stand out in what we do, but there's so many other people, so you just have to be on top of your game the whole time. And it's exhausting.
It is.
What do you say?
It is very important to stand out and be different.
But it's hard work.
It's a lot of hard work, ladies, and that's the question that we have to keep asking ourselves. You know, we can't just be like our neighbor, and we can't emulate the same things that our favorite superstars emulate. We have to find what makes us unique, what makes us stand out from the crowd, and take that to the very next level. And that's essentially, ladies, what our next guest did.
And that's basically also what I would like to do, like my son to do. I'd like him to stand out, be himself, and be the very best version of himself.
Well, on that note, you know, we're discussing some boys that are doing incredible things, but how are we able to raise them? So let's head over to a viral video of an 11-year-old Nigerian ballet dancer, Anthony, which has caught the attention of Hollywood superstars Abo Viola Davis, Cynthia Erivo, and this has earned him as well a scholarship to a prestigious American ballet theater. Coming up, he calls into the loft to share this astonishing story with us.
Express yourself.
meet the incredible 11-year-old Nigerian ballet dancer, Anthony Masoma Madu, whose dance moves captivated the world, gaining him millions of views online, and has been offered a rare scholarship. Joining him is Daniel Ajala Owaseni, who is Anthony's mentor, teacher, and the founder of the Leap of Dance Academy in Nigeria. Now, he offers free ballet lessons to children who just can't afford them. Welcome to the Loft, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to be here today. Amazing.
Daniel, you are responsible for posting this video, a video that would change Anthony's life forever. Did you see something in him that reminded you of yourself at his age?
Of course, yes. Growing up as a child, I never had the opportunity. So seeing Anthony was just like giving a part of me that wasn't fulfilled when I was younger. So, I saw that and I knew that this was going to be so real and so important to actually invest my time, my energy, my resources to this child. And, seeing the results of what is happening today is just a satisfaction that, yes, at least we've been doing a very good job.
Yeah.
So super excited for everything that's been happening. Yeah.
Now, Daniel, I also believe that you are a self-taught dancer. Is this true?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, bravo to you, because you are taking how you've upskilled yourself and you're empowering other young boys and girls to do the same. Now, Daniel, you have started the Leap of Dance Academy in Nigeria, where Anthony is a student of yours with the aim of providing opportunities for those children who cannot afford the luxury of dance education. So tell us more about your academy and how you saw potential in Anthony.
Leap of Dance Academy is an academy that is actually open to help children who can actually afford it. And, we want to be able to help children who can't actually afford it, because in the area where we live, there are no opportunities as such. So I decided to open an academy so that people can actually have this opportunity that I didn't really have. When Anthony came, I saw that he was a young boy, and I was very, very particular because he was a boy. And, at that time, there were no boys who were willing to dance. And he was always ready to learn, being ready to just, when he doesn't get a particular movement, he cries. And it just keeps, that's just like, it shows that this child will be able to go far, because, a child who shows remorse for not getting a combination very correctly shows that he really wants to learn. And that's one very fantastic attribute that Anthony has, a child who is willing to learn and to learn it correctly.
Now, Anthony, you are the superstar of the moment. How much do you love ballet, and what does it mean to you?
What ballet means to me is that ballet is just my life. I love dancing ballet because I was inspired by cartoons. The sound of the music, the steps, and the overall presentation is so beautiful and amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, I love dancing ballet.
Now, Anthony, I saw an interview of yours where you were saying even when your mom sends you to the shops, before you do anything in life, you love to dance and dance through it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm already seeing just a smile on your face thinking of dancing. Now, at what moment were you both like, this video has taken a life of its own? And what do you think resonates so much with people who view it so many times, Daniel?
Well, I think the reason why people view the video several times, especially in Nigerian who they think that nothing good can come out of Nigeria, it's just too many bad news around. And, everyone who saw that video, I've been able to see that Africans have talent and have, abilities to be able to soar and aspire and to dream and to dare and to do everything we want to do if we're being placed with the opportunity. Like for us, who doesn't really have the opportunity, our background wasn't giving us any shaker. We're just going for it because we love it and we just keep on going. So now that's the spirit of African. As Africans, when we get when we mean ourselves to do something, we just keep on going until we get there. And that's why I think that's the reason they saw they push the wanting to learn, wanting to aspire even against all odds. I think that's what captivated people's minds,
Anthony, you have shared with us that so many people look at you funny because you're a boy who does ballet. But what message do you have for all the boys out there who want to pursue ballet, or perhaps something that is not typically for the boys?
The message I have for all the young boys who want to do ballet is that they should always focus on the ballet. They should not have it in mind that ballet is only for girls. Actually, is a man that brought ballet
Yeah.
into the world, and they shouldn't think that ballet is only meant for girls, not for
Exactly.
boys.
Exactly.
Yes, and they should always have the passion to do ballet,
Whether supported or not supported.
whether supported or not supported.
But Anthony, you are taking your passion and
Exactly.
it's taking you all the way overseas in 2021. How excited are you to finally get on that aeroplane?
I'm very, very excited about that. Yeah, very, very excited because it's my first time of entering an airplane. Yeah.
Wow.
And being in another country for that matter, yeah.
What dreams and hopes do you have for your dance school and your other students?
I'm super excited because like recently we actually participated in like a South Africa International Ballet competition where Anthony won a scholarship to go to the US, and several others. Other of our students are actually in summer programs in this Ballet Academy East, Elmos Ballet School in London. There's several very juicy and very amazing opportunities that we are trying to think, because it's a whole lot in front of us, and we're trying to like, what school are these kids going to go into? Because there are so many very, very fantastic schools that it will take years of us to be able to get an application to get there. But now it's at our beck and call, and we are in a very good problem. And what's that? What school are these kids going to go into? That's what we're thinking of now. So it's a big decision-making time for us, and it's a futuristic thing. So it's a lot of things put in place, and we're just trying to think and trying to house everything and make sure that it goes very fine for the kids.
Yeah. But what I love about this, Daniel, is that you've got bright hopes and aspirations for all of your students, including Anthony. Please may you just send all of our love, encouragement, and all the waza to the strong dancers out there representing Africa on a global scale from Nigeria and, of course, La Mzansi. That's what I love to hear. Thank you so much for joining us, Anthony and Daniel. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
South Africa, have you gotten an opportunity to check out Anthony's incredible dance moves? Please head over to our Afternoon Express Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express and let us know if you're dancing into the weekend.
What a wonderful story. It's like one of those goosebump stories. That video of him dancing in the rain with his bare feet twirling around like a ballerina and his perfect mood. Oh, and Daniel, thank you for looking after him.
I think that's what I love the most, that another man also picked up on this and saw the talent in this young boy, and he was like, you know what? There's so much that we can do with this little boy, and look at him now.
And the interesting thing is, he's in like far away Nigeria. How did he learn that? So it must be inside of him. It must be a core talent inside of him that actually made this happen.
Which is what Balisa we're mentioning now. We're asking people, what talents do we see in our kids? And that's very interesting that someone else saw his talent, not even his own parents, but someone external. So it is important for us as parents as well to be on the lookout for that kind of stuff.
Viva the internet and viva YouTube.
I agree, ladies. And it's having an eye for that talent, whether it's the talent of talking, the talent of whipping something amazing up in the kitchen. There's something buried beneath all of us, and that's something that deserves to be uplifted. So, ladies, uplift us in the kitchen.
Oh, yes. What are we making? We're nutty today.
Yes.
Yeah? We're going to make a nutty cookie and a nutty brownie. What are we making first?
Macadamia.
We're making the brownie first.
And if you want to get cooking along with us in the kitchen, please may you head over to our Afternoon Express website. All of that's coming up.
Express yourself. You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
creamy decadence of Bliss chocolate dessert from Clover. Surrender to a moment of pure chocolate bliss. Bliss. Double indulgence.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back, South Africa, and a happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
As we get into the weekend and indulge in all sorts of delicious treats, we've taken inspiration from today being Macadamia Nut Day and combined it with the indulgence of Clover Bliss, a creamy, smooth, decadent chocolate dairy dessert for all occasions. We present to you our Macadamia Nut Bliss Brownies.
Yay! And do you know I don't like brownies? Sorry.
You said this and I don't believe it. I don't think there's one human being I know that does not like chocolate. And this is chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. And we've got more chocolate with our Clover Bliss.
Wow.
So you are shocking me. But hopefully I can change you today.
I'm going to taste a bit of this because it's plain. And I must be honest with you. It's delicious on its own.
This is the newest range to the Bliss range. So if you'd like to, you can use it as, like you just said right now, you can enjoy it on its own. You can put it into desserts. You can put it as a sauce. You can literally enjoy it anyhow you like. Anyway.
A nut snack for me.
Of course, right? But today we're going to be putting it into our chocolate brownies. And to start it all off, I'm going to go in with my eggs. Just crack these into our bowl and then whisk them together.
So you're going to make like the wet ingredients. You're going to do the wet ingredients.
So you're going to do the dry ingredients and then we're going to mix it all up and have basically chocolate indulgence.
Wow.
All right, so let me just start by whisking up my eggs over here.
I've got some flour in here.
Sure. Let me just show you what I'm putting. So I'm putting in eggs. I've got some melted butter. I've got some milk, some vanilla essence, and then the pièce de résistance, our Clover Bliss, the chocolate dairy dessert. So this is the chocolate flavor. And then show us what you're doing on your side as well.
I'm going to have some flour. I'm going to add some sugar in here, quite a bit of sugar because it is a brownie and it makes it quite sticky. Some cocoa powder to add that extra chocolate taste. I know we've got the Clover Bliss, but this is going to be a more intense cocoa flavor. Some baking powder. And always season with a bit of salt, even if it's in your sweet stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to mix this lightly together. How are you coming along there?
I'm ready for you. I've just added my Clover Bliss into this, the chocolate flavor. So I've basically added the first level of chocolate. You've got the other two levels of chocolate.
Okay, you add that to that. And then you hand it back to me because I want to add some other goodies.
Let's just do this to show people this decadence over here. Creamy,
that looks
smooth, divine. And then I guess you're going to do the last step for us.
I know. The one that doesn't like brownies are going to make brownies.
Just imagine, chocolate brownies are actually my favorite dessert.
Really?
And I know people are like, oh, but you're a chef. You must have these chefy desserts that you're like, nope. I am basic, simple. I love my chocolate brownies with ice cream, vanilla ice cream to be exact. And this for me should never be kept around. Don't ever invite me to your place and have brownies because you might have a tray when I arrive. You might not have a tray when I leave. So just saying. And one thing people need to remember, the moment you add a rising agent to this recipe, it no longer becomes a brownie, it becomes a cake. Because basically, if it rises, it gets those air pockets inside, and we don't want that. We want
so what did I add now?
No, don't worry.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
So we basically want it nice and stodgy, and that's what you're doing now by adding more texture to it.
Okay, so I'm going to add some chocolate chip pieces, and you can use any chocolate chip. I would like to use white chocolate. Will that work? Like big chunks of white chocolate pieces.
Definitely.
Can I add some cherries?
Well, you can add whatever you like. The one thing I love about our recipes is that we give you the basics and then you just put the frills and thrills there.
And then the macadamia nuts because
it's Macadamia Nut Day.
But if I don't like macadamia nuts or if I've got an allergy?
Girl, if you don't eat nuts, you've got the option of adding even seeds if you'd like, if you want to, for that extra texture. So maybe pumpkin seeds if you'd like. So anyone that doesn't like macadamia nuts specifically, you could use peanuts, you could use any other nut of your choice. But if you don't want any of that, the plain brownie as it is just
perfect. Divine. Yeah. And then before I'm going to add it in the pan, remember it's 180 degrees in the oven, in the center, Mr. Finch.
Yes.
So all you do now, we've got a beautiful tray here. And I'm going to give you another brownie just so you can put some...
Of course, yes.
Bliss over it.
Because like we mentioned, you can have it on its own, or you can have it as a topping on your dessert. You can have it as a topping, or you can literally just drink it from the bottle, which is probably what I would do.
And if people want the recipe, they can go to afternoonexpress.co.za. So you just have to prepare prepare a baking dish. We've used baking paper here, but if you've got butter and you put a bit of flour or cooking spray, it works just as well. And then we pop this. I just need to add this. A bit of cacao. Oh, is it cacao? Cocoa. Me and my Afrikaans.
You guys have told me a couple of times that there's no master of pronunciation. One moment it's cacao, other moment it's cocoa. Whatever feels right to you, South Africa.
So I'm going to just put a bit of cocoa over it. And all you need is just a little bit of, it's a tea, what do you call this little thingy?
A little sieve.
Yeah, a tea sieve. We don't use this a lot anymore. You use it in your kitchen. And then you pop this into the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just do that.
And that's basically it. And we baked this, and then next thing you know, it's disappeared, and you don't know where it is. It was here, just saying. But anyway, to get this deliciously decadent recipe, head on over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Yummy.
With the creamy decadence of Bliss chocolate dessert from Clover, surrender to a moment of pure chocolate bliss. Bliss. Double indulgence.
Made with love by Clover.
Toombs, you have won me over with a brownie. Yes!
If I've achieved anything on this day, then at least I've made a now love brownies, Balisa, and I can go home a happy woman.
You know, ladies, one thing that I'm loving also in the kitchen is who needs a gym membership when the ladies are making us whip it up there in the kitchen. We're not only crushing on social media, we're crushing it in the kitchen, we're crushing everything, and I'm loving that, ladies, because you're taking our skills a level up.
That's how we do. That's how we roll in this kitchen. We take it.
There we go again. I love it.
I'm loving the energy this Friday, ladies. Now, in the current climate, we know that it is vital to focus on raising good men, and we need the best advice possible. Dumza, listen up. Coming up, we meet family psychologist and single mother of 2 boys, Megan De Beer, as she shares some findings from her book, How to Raise a Man.
Express yourself.
Psychologist and author Megan de Beer released her book, How to Raise a Man, earlier this year, which not only deals with her own experiences raising 2 young men, as well as being a single working mother, but it also is a tool for all single working mums out there struggling to find ways in which that they can raise their own boys. Megan, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm so pleased to be here and also to share my book because I haven't been able to do it in person.
Yeah, Megan, this coronavirus came like a tornado, swept us all off our feet. But I'm so grateful for this opportunity right now to highlight this book because it is essentially what we're all about. I mean, today on the show, we're highlighting young men and individuals who are, despite the norm, are going after their passion relentlessly. Now, Megan, as a single working mother yourself, tell us a little bit about your own experiences raising a young man.
Yes, I raised 2 boys and they were a year apart. And I tell everyone I've made a living because of the difficulties of the teenage years with my own sons. Suddenly, these gorgeous golden boys of 8 and 9, mommy, 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 look how high I can jump. Mommy, I love you. Mommy, I want to marry you. You know, all that stuff that those gorgeous young boys say suddenly turned into boofs and bangs and tuning each other and kind of criticizing what I was wearing, criticizing what I was saying, and also being kind of quite moody and pimply and also smelly. Let's not forget that. That guy takes us by surprise. And so as we all do, I got together with a group of other moms and they said to me, we need a workshop. We don't know what's going on with this testosterone. We don't have testosterone. Like, tell us what's going on, Megan, you're the psychologist. So I put my thinking cap on and I looked at ways that we could understand masculinity. And I began to realize that we can't shame boys for their boisterousness and their activeness and their kind of need to kind of jostle and tune each other. But we need to know as mothers how to put in those boundaries. So I learned very early on that the most important thing was first and foremost a good relationship, setting my own parenting intentions, knowing my own values and finding ways to empower myself so that I could set those boundaries in place very clearly and learn the lingo of masculinity, which is the lingo of masculinity is often kind of quite straight, short, sharp, to the point. So I had to learn that really early as a single mom so that I could put those boundaries in with my boys, but stay connected. And even though they didn't want to speak about their feelings, I had to keep reminding them that they had feelings.
But for me personally, I believe that one of the most important characteristics in every young man that they should attain when growing up is respect. And of course, that respect for themselves, for their parents, and for others. So how can single working mothers and parents overall instill this in growing boys?
Yes, I think that moms must not forget that it starts with respect for themselves first. And often we have devalued stay-at-home moms or women have been devalued in our society. So we as mothers need to first and foremost value mothering. Mothering is one of the most important skills that any human being can have and to share with children in a kind, open-hearted way, and let's not forget an open-minded way. So mothering, I think, is key. Valuing ourselves is key. Having respect for ourselves and being able to put in very clear boundaries about what we will accept and won't accept. Then a boy needs to respect himself. And we can, as parents, help a boy to be proud of who he is by letting him know what values are important, what is essential for him to feel good and happy about who he is.
But Megan, looking at the other end of the spectrum, you know, sometimes we do experience these men that are rugged and these young boys that are coming into this manhood. But when you touched on something that's so important right now, that what if your dreams, your passion looks different to the next boy? How then is a boy able to stand firm in his beliefs, irrespective of what the next person has to say? And what kind of tools and tricks can people take away from your book as to standing firm in being the strong man that they are?
Such a beautiful question, and a very important one, and quite complex. You know, our society has stereotypes. If you look at the social media, our movies, men on the sports field that are seen as leaders of our kind of culture, often they're the strong, silent types. They're in charge. They leaders. It's kind of like, I'll win at all costs. And so that attitude is often really celebrated in our society. So when a boy is vulnerable or different or more sensitive, he's not seen as a man. You know, and that stereotype needs to change, because we are all human beings. We have differences and we have commonalities. And we all bring to this pool of life our kind of unique talents and our unique gifts.
Yeah.
And if those aren't found within us, we will feel lost. And so a parent needs to be confident enough to love her son and hear what it is, or her daughter, and to hear what it is that their dreams and their opinions and their kind of ideas about what makes an exciting life for themselves. What are those ideas? And giving room for those conversations.
Megan, before I let you go, when people pick up your book and you want them just to walk away with a few valuable tips, what is that before I say goodbye to you very shortly?
The valuable tips are: put the relationship first. Forget about what all the doing and the duties, and focus on connecting with your son and daughter, having an emotional connection, and work out very clearly what your values are, so that you can share that with your children, so that we can raise children with who can be open to their dreams and their ideas of what it is to live a connected, meaningful life.
Oh, and on that note, South Africa family therapist and author Megan de Beer bringing us How to Raise a Man. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye. Please send our love to those two boys.
Yes, I'll do that. Thanks so much.
If you're a single working mother and if you're struggling with the little man or men you're raising, then remember it all starts with respect. And if that's not enough, then be sure to go online and see what Megan de Beer's How to Raise a Man parenting book has in store for you.
I enjoyed that interview, and I think I heard you guys mention something about getting me the book. Palesa?
Yeah. Palesa is, I think, is going to gift the book. Or
First of all, Tumi said that she got the money, she can buy the book, and that's essentially what I want to encourage all South Africans to do. A lot of authors and a lot of business owners right now have been hit hard when it comes to marketing whatever product they've got going. So it's our time right now, as we're rebuilding the economy in level 2, to use your own coins, girl.
Yes, girl. I will do that. That is exactly how I will support Megan, and I'll make sure that my son does the same going forward. We support right here.
Is it a hard copy book?
Yes.
I love a hard copy book. I'm not one for electronic books. I love to page and
flip
read.
the page. And something I also love to engage with quite physically is food in the kitchen. So ladies, you've promised me one more recipe. Please may you spill the tea.
I promise you, you're going to go nuts, because why? It's Macadamia Nut Day. And today, we're going to be making another recipe. We're making macadamia nut butter. That's going to go into our macadamia nut butter cookies. Done.
And cranberry.
Slow clap, all of that coming up.
Express yourself.
up to Buy Smart yet? It's your chance to get rewarded with products and so much more when you buy Tiger brand products. Plus, this month, you will stand a chance to win weekly prizes when you sign up. A queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and a smartphone up for grabs. It's seamless, it's easy, and it all happens on WhatsApp. You can earn points for qualifying purchases on products like Jungle Oats, Koo, Albany, and more. This is how easy sign-up is. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. Browse Buy Smart promos and products. Upload your till slip when you purchased qualifying products. Receive points for purchases and then use your points to unlock rewards like airtime, data and shopping vouchers. It's quick and easy and you can sign up on the go. Plus, remember that this month you can stand a chance to win weekly prizes when you sign up. A queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and smartphone up for grabs. T's and C's apply. Sign up today to stand a chance of going into the draw for the first weekly prize next Thursday. Could be your lucky day. Get rewarded for your shopping choices with Buy Smart. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes.
Welcome back, South Africa. It is still Friday, right?
Yes, and we are going all nutty.
Yes, we are, because today is Macadamia Nut Day, and we get in on the action by making not one, but two recipes in one with our Macadamia Nut Butter cookies that are sure to make you go nuts. I know, right? So let's do this. So we're starting off with our Macadamia Nut Butter. So what we're saying is we're using the macadamia nuts not just in their whole way, their whole sense, but we're actually going to break these down and make a butter with them. People are used to peanut butter, almond butter, but not really macadamia nut butter. So we're going to show people exactly how to make it, and we're going to be using our amazing Excella oil.
Yeah, and I love the Excella because it's really a neutral oil.
That's the one thing I love about it, especially for a recipe like this, because in essence you are getting it in its raw sense because it doesn't get cooked off.
Exactly.
And it stays like that. It stays neutral even if it's not cooked. So that's one thing I love about it.
So what are you going to do with that butter? I'm going to eat it like peanut butter, or what are we going to do with it?
You could. That's the lovely thing about it. Like, you could actually put it on a slice of bread. You could eat it with your buns. But today we're putting it into our cookies.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to be making the batter for us, or rather the dough for us. That's going to have all the ingredients in there.
I first want to taste one. You know, I don't like the brownies, but
Madam and her brownies.
The pop of the cranberry, and I can taste the sweetness, and I can taste the butter, the macadamia butter. Really divine.
Thank you. So let me just start by showing people what we're going to need for the butter, because I'm going to need a lot of elbow grease for this. I've got my macadamia nuts in there. I've also got some coconut oil, and the reason I've got some coconut oil is for basically to be able to hold its shape.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, if it's just the oil, it can get a bit runny. So we just want something that's going to be able to hold. So if you put it in the fridge, it's going to sit.
Okay.
So that's why we've got the coconut butter and just a little bit of honey. Start with a little bit at first, and then as we grind it, if we need to add more, we'll add as we go. But obviously, we don't need too much of the sweetness because we're going to be putting that in the actual cookie.
So that is just to add the sweetness to the macadamia nut butter type of thing. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to basically keep crushing on this and making sure I grind my nuts as much as I can.
Use that arm muscle, sister, that strength.
Obviously, if you've got a blender, if you've got a machine that you can use, guys, go crazy.
Or a husband.
Oh, okay. Excuse us.
I will ask Ricky Baby to do that.
If you have one of those, guys, be sure to use it. I'll just use my elbow grease here. So this is me basically going in on this. So basically, you can show us what needs to happen there while I work.
You're going to take some time, sister.
It's going to take a while.
So what I've got here, I've got some eggs, some sugar that I've creamed a little bit. I'm going to add my egg in here. I've got butter in there. I'm going to add some vanilla essence, some cranberry. I love the cranberry because it gives that pop of sourness. And then I'm going to add my flour. But first I'm going to cream this. Also a bit of muscle power, the both of us. Then I'm going to add my egg to this. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to add the egg, and now I'm just adding all the wet ingredients to this. I'm going to add my vanilla essence. I love vanilla essence. It always just brings out the flavor of everything. Now, this batter, Toombs, must it be like runny or...
Not at all, because we basically wanted to hold its shape when you put the cookies in there. The one thing I love about such cookies is that once they get into hit the oven, they basically level out. So you don't have to worry about it being too hard or anything like that. So
I can put in all the flour here. So it needs to be quite crummy.
Yeah, so that's actually, just added all the flour there. I'm almost halfway in, so I'm just going to... I'm going to add our oil in here.
One of these days you'll be able to take part in the Olympic Games and shot put or something going on in this kitchen.
And with all the nutrients I'm getting from the nuts and the nutrients I'm getting from the Excella oil, girl, I think I'm ready for any of these. We're on level 2, so it's about time, hey?
It's about the same. Remember with Demo this week, with the Lindt chocolate class we had, remember how we had to use our elbow grease in that class as well?
Yeah, if we have not exercised this, then I don't know when we're going to exercise, because we've been doing quite a lot of that this week.
So I'm going to add my cranberries in here. And if you don't like cranberries, you can add raisins, you can add nuts. I think, once again, our recipes are just there for inspiration for you. So you can always try and make it your own, rather. I think I'm ready for you with this to put your butter in here, because it's quite loose and crummy.
Yes.
I wish I could closer just to
the steam. The cameras aren't showing the steam.
So I just want to show the viewers, this is what it looks like now, and then you're going to add the butter, and it's going to bring it even more together.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to give this to you now.
Right. So I've made our butter here, but I've kept it a nice crunchy texture. So if you want it smoother, South Africa, you're more than welcome to do that. However, I like to keep it crunchy. Even when I have my peanut butter, I like the crunch.
I like that as well.
Correct, because you also want the texture of the actual macadamia nuts in the cookies you're having.
And peeps, I'm just munching away here. I'm having my cookie.
So I'm going to chuck in all of this macadamia nut butter into our cookies, and then just slightly toss it around. If you want to, you could even just put it on top of your cake and of your cookies, and it just bakes.
That is a great idea. And that is now where I love Excella. As I say, it's like a neutral oil, and it's a sunflower oil.
Yes.
And it's not something like an olive oil that's got a very strong taste.
Correct.
Because the flavour of the nuts and the cranberries are going to come out in this dish. Yeah.
So what I would normally advise, if you're going to make cookies like this, you can make the batter, roll these things, the cookies out, and you can even put it in the freezer for a couple of hours, let them set, get hard, and then put it into your oven-proof bag, and you can freeze these for up to 3 months.
That is such a great idea, because, you know, when the uninvited guest is the level 2s now, so the guests can come and visit you. So if you've got like one of those guests, you can easily take these cookie batter out and bake it off for them.
Correct. And it actually breaks directly from freezer. So once you take it out of the freezer, just put them onto your baking tray, and then they're cooked within the next 20 minutes.
And I love raw dough, you know. I look at that cookie dough and I'm actually salivating.
I was watching you now, making sure you don't get your hands, your tongue in there, because you were salivating, because you don't like brownies, and these are considered blondies in a sense, because we don't have any chocolate. So you would, I guess, go in. So basically, this is all we do now. We can just roll it up, put this into the oven to bake at 20 minutes. At 180, like we normally,
and peeps, this is really, really delicious. I can just imagine it, dunking it in a cup of tea at about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, or in my hot milk just before I go to bed.
I know exactly what you're saying. But girl,
what?
I'm going to put these into the oven. We're going to wait.
Okay.
And you're going to have the indulgence that you want.
180 middle, center.
You know how we do. And that's basically it. The batter's ready. Bake these babies off, and then we enjoy these amazing cookies. Now, that's one recipe that you're sure to go nuts over. So make sure you head on over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get your hands on it. And be sure to catch us again next week when we put a spin on hot cross buns by making a hot cross bun loaf. And in case you missed it, here's a recap on today's recipe.
mine, the food is mine, the food is mine. Thank you, ladies.
This cookie is mine.
Whilst you ladies are dishing up, yeah, well, that's when you're excited to eat, Mzansi. Your tongue twisters just come out. No, I'm so excited to dive into these cookies and to this conversation today. As we're discussing parents and how they're going about raising their kids, I mean, have they identified that talent, you know, that special gem within the young ones? Have you, Dumi, have you identified a skill in your son?
I think because he's 3, he's talented at almost everything right now, from turning the house upside down, from answering back, from all of that. He's basically a master at all of that right now. But he loves music, he dances a lot, he imagines himself as a DJ. So I can't really say. He's a master at everything right now.
But you've got a brilliant voice as well, and you've got the beat.
He doesn't.
And I
The
think
voice or the rhythm.
And Nele, whilst you're dishing up a brownie for me, I mean, on social media, we have asked you, have you been able to identify something special within your children? And ladies, you know, for me, I think above and beyond just identifying a talent, I truly do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, a parent needs to become a different personality, different disciplinarian, a different type of teacher to their different children.
Yes,
we all have different personalities and we all relate to things differently. So you can't, one blanket can't be the same approach to every child.
I agree with you. We were like 4 children, and I've only got 3 brothers, and they're completely different than me. They don't talk as much as me. They don't laugh as loud as me. They're very reserved, and their talents were more mathematical and stuff. Like, while I'm more the practical person.
Well, in my household, ladies, it's just going to be, it was a nightmare, essentially. Because you had a TV presenter and an attorney. Can you imagine the conversations? One is arguing, but one just wants to win because they love talking, and one is arguing again. But essentially, it has worked out because now we are essentially living out our passion whilst engaging our talents, and that's what it's all about.
And we have to remember that the kid's talent is the kid's talent. It's not yours. So you can't be there as a parent and be like, no.
Well, you're shaking it up, Dumi. You're shaking it up right there. Now, ladies, until Mondays, thank you so much for the week. Join us again on Monday for a brand new week on Afternoon Express. But until then, Mzansi, have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe and happy eating. Clover has been a part of our South African heritage for over 120 years and wishes you all a happy Heritage Month. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.